Is filing a homeowner's claim in your best interest? Starting with number one, do you actually have sufficient damage? So how do we determine this? Lucky for y'all, I'll actually put a video up where I describe if you are claim worthy or not based on hail and wind inspections. And I'll run through essentially all the different details, what we're looking for, and to make sure you have sufficient damages to see if maybe this is something you need to take to the insurance company or not. Now, moving on to number two. How recently have you tried to use the insurance company? Now, there's two kind of parts to this. Have you used the insurance company recently as far as the roof goes? And if so, how recently? Reason being, the reason it's so important is because, let's say you had a storm last year and you filed a claim on it. That insurance company came out, they documented all the damages, and now they have a current up-to-date photo of what that roof looks like. So if somebody comes the next year to your door, or if you have another storm and it's not severe enough to where there's a differences in the damages, you may be shooting yourself in the foot as far as moving forward with the insurance company. So it's always important, if you think that you have new damages, to do apples to apples comparisons with the old photos, hence keeping that report from the insurance company and from that last inspection. That way you can compare. Also, to take it a step further, if you did file prior to and there were damages above your deductible, like let's say they didn't agree for a full roof replacement, but you needed to do some repairs, that you actually did and complete those repairs, because if not, that can count against you. Quick story for y'all. There was a homeowner that we took through the insurance process that got approved for a full roof. However, 4 or 5 years back, they got approved for just one slope on the roof, and because they didn't complete those repairs, the amount that they gave them prior to was now deducted off that new claim. So it's really important that whether it's not a full approval and we don't always get what we want out of the process, that we still complete the repairs as necessary. Number one, to continue to insure the home, but two, that way when the next storm comes around, you're in a better position when it comes to the insurance company. Now, number three, something to keep in mind is how many claims you have filed before. Because I just ran into this with a homeowner where she did have some recent hail damage, but she also had a flood in her home. So now, is it still in her best interest to file a claim? Well, it really depends. If she has overwhelming damages and it's something she has got to do, or she's going to have leaks in the next year or two, that may be worth filing that second claim. But if the hail damage is something where it's not detrimental at the time, having back-to-back claims for a homeowner can put them in a really tough spot, because life is just unpredictable and you may have a third or fourth claim pop up that is unbeknownst to you. You know, you have a flood inside the home, your pipe bursts, and it's something you just can't prevent. Now you are now looked at from an insurance side as a high-risk person, and a lot of these insurance companies have a 3-strike rule where if you file 3 claims within a 2-year period, they have the rights to drop you. So I'm not saying that's all encompassing. I've ran into homeowners that have 5 claims that still are being held by their carrier. But it's something to definitely keep in mind, and when you're looking at discussing whether or not to move forward with the roofing project as far as doing an insurance claim, be upfront and honest about what your history has been as far as homeowner claims in the past. That way you can be guided to what may be the best decision for you moving forward. Last thing I want to go over is keep in mind something called statute of limitations. Because regardless if you have hail or wind damage, if there was a flood on a rental home and you didn't notice it till later, you may fall outside of your insurance company's deadlines. What does that mean exactly? So each insurance company and each of your policies may be written differently to describe how long you have to actually report those damages to make sure you're covered. Some homeowners policies I've seen extend as far as 2 years, some as short as 60 days now, which is a newer thing that I've been seeing. But to be blunt, most of them fall between 6 months to a year. Reason being, you need to approach your insurance agent before you file a claim, and 2, know your policy inside and out. That way you can still potentially be covered. Because let's be honest, 60 days is not a very long time for something like a hailstorm. Because say you're on vacation when a storm passed, nobody knows, and you start seeing new roofs get put up in your neighborhood 30 days down the road, you're still unsure, maybe something else goes on, and you finally get around to making it happen, and you fall outside the statute of limitations, even though you have damage, the insurance company is no longer on the hook for paying for it. So, hope this video was good help for y'all. Just going over some of the basics of is filing in your best interest, because there's a lot of things to consider. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.